Colorado to Southern Europe, or is it kind of the overall tone going to stay the same?
So we're excited about the music in Horizon 2. I think we did a great job in the first one. More people tweet me about the soundtrack in Horizon 1 than about any other aspect of the game. So our strategy for this game is just to keep doing it more and more right. So the guy who curated the soundtrack in the first one, Rob DeBank, he's this English DJ, festival organizer. He's back on board. He's curated the soundtrack for Horizon 2. And we've just given him more room to express himself. So we have twice as many radio stations, more than double the amount of music on disc. So we're actually bringing you more and more music, more diversity. We really hope that you're going to find songs you love, but you're also going to fall in love with new music as well.
So there's this moment that we just saw in the footage here, and it's about 30 seconds past, but you're driving along the road, and your green driving line all of a sudden cuts to the left and into this big open field. It's maybe a vineyard or something like that, but basically, it's one of those moments where I was playing for the first time. I was like, wait, this can't be right. This can't be right. What am I doing? I can barely see. I'm in a cockpit view. What's going on here? I'm just smashing into hay bales. But it seems like, you know, getting off the road and kind of taking advantage of the openness of an open world is kind of a focus for you guys, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We wanted to create a truly open world this time. You know, we've taken the view that if there aren't walls or barriers in real life, well, there shouldn't be them barriers or walls in our game, right? We want you to be able to drive on the road. We want you to be able to explore anywhere off the road as well. So what you're talking about, driving through a vineyard, we're in southern Tuscany here, so there's lots of vineyards there, or across crop fields, through forests, over hills. It's a whole new dimension to exploration and driving within Horizon 2. And what it means is we've actually got so much more space to fill with cool stuff to do in cars, right? I'm talking about races, talking about non-racing gameplay as well, challenges and secrets and things to discover.
Now, how do you balance those sort of like crazy detours with the fact that quite often you're going to be driving a McLaren P1 or a really, really fancy sports car that was designed to be driven on the road?
Yeah, absolutely. So throughout the game, I think there's a risk-reward thing going on there, right? Depending on the car you're in, sometimes it could be faster to stay on the tarmac, you know, if you're in a really high-speed performance car. Sometimes, though, if you're in an off-roader, a Ford Raptor, or some of the really extreme cars we've got in the game, it will pay to go off-road. But ultimately, Horizon, the whole All Up franchise is about having fun, doing things which maybe aren't things you would do in real life, but things which are just crazy fun. And sometimes driving across farmland, you know, through crop fields in a Lamborghini Huracan, it's just crazy fun, and we want you to encourage you to do that.
And we've got about a minute or two left here, but I would be just absolutely trounced by our hardcore racing fans in the audience if I didn't talk to you on some level about just, you know, the physics of the driving model.
Yeah.
Obviously, your connection to Forza Motorsport lends itself to any number of questions about the simulation nature of what you're trying to go for here. The original game, you had a whole bunch of driving assists that you could toggle on to make the game pretty hardcore, but at the same time, you didn't drill down into the really esoteric stuff, gear ratios and all that. What's your approach this time around?
So a couple of things here. So we start from the starting point of having Forza